Buff Nation, what's going on? Hopefully you all took some time, assessed the last game that went down, did a couple more rewatches like your boy did. We went through and watched the game a little bit more this past weekend, enjoyed a great first weekend of college football. And so we've got to look at this game against North Dakota State and really evaluate and assess things. And a college football legend gave his thoughts on the performance of what the Buffs did, the performance of Coach Prime, and was pretty honest about what cannot happen going forward. And so we're going to assess those words of the great Nick Saban and dive into what the Buffs need to do going forward to be successful. So let's jump into that here on the Prime Time for College Football. Thank y'all for pulling up. Later this week, we're going to drop another video with your fan reactions and what do I think you all are right about and some things you may have missed in the game that could potentially get you excited. So please make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification. That way you know when the next videos start to launch. But Nick Saban had some very pointed words on game day where he evaluated this game. Now, Colorado, of course, won 31-26. We got the dub. The Buffs got the dub, and that's what matters. But squeaking out a win in this game led to more questions that were not answered. And on the Pat McAfee show on Friday, Nick Saban pointed out some things that needed to go down. So winning this game, of course, was the most important thing, but there's some things there. So this is what Nick Saban said on Pat McAfee. He said they got better skills guys to go with the quarterback, which is going to be important. Saban said they need to try to improve their ability to run the ball because they don't have much balance last night, which showed up at the end of the game when they couldn't take the air out of it and gave the ball back to North Dakota State. Yes, Nick Saban is 100% correct on that. The run game did not get to the way that we hoped. And that's something that Coach Prime, Coach Flea, they're going to have to establish and work on going into the next game, right? We're playing Nebraska, and if you want to beat Nebraska, you're going to have to run the ball in order to open up the pass more. Unless Pat Shurmur decides to switch things up and throw really quick passes to these fast wide receivers that can be kind of pseudo run plays. That is a couple of things that's going to be critical. So on the offensive side, yes, the skills guys are there. They put in the work. Hell, Travis Hunter right now is your favorite for the Heisman Trophy because Travis Hunter was nasty in that game, guys. And I'm saying nasty, I mean he was nasty. And so for us here watching the way that the performance was, we know that Travis is going to be good. We know that Jimmy Horn's going to continue to show out. And you still got Wester, who hadn't even done much. Amarion Miller, who didn't get to do much. Shepard, who didn't get to do much. I mean, they got some plays. But you know that everything's going to hinge on the arm of Deion Sanders. And so for Buffs Nation, one of the things that we're going to have to do, and I hate that the establishment of this is going to have to be like this, that it's going to be heavy on what Shedeur really makes happen in these games. It's like it's more him than it is anybody else. Yeah, I know. I'm not a big fan of a quarterback having to carry the team through everything. A balanced attack makes it a lot easier to win. But the good thing is in the Big 12 is infamous for really it being a quarterback that can take over. So we'll see what that looks like. And to be honest, I think Nick Saban was spot on that assessment that the run game needs to show up. Now, the offensive line looked a heck of a lot better. Shedeur wasn't back there getting smacked on a regular basis. It was North Dakota State, who is a very physical team. They've got work to do in that part of it. Now, we'll see what the team looks like in the Nebraska game. That travel game is going to tell us a lot about what this team is, because you know that Nebraska is going to key in on Travis. Now, defensive side of the ball, we definitely got to talk about that. And this is what Saban said around the defense going into this game. Now, Saban pointed out defensively, their defense might be a little bit improved. Now, whether it's good enough, I don't know. You have to be a really good defense to play with that kind of offense that has to throw the ball all the time. They gave up 90 yards at the end of the game when the other team shouldn't have ever had the ball. They're improved. Are they improved enough to have a winning season? I hope so. And so this wasn't any type of shade or anything like that from Nick Saban in that assessment, because I saw some of y'all say that on the social medias. Now, not everybody, but I did see some of y'all on the Bird app really going in on that. Saban's right. Because the offense does not have the run game that's going to be needed to control the time of possession, unless, like I said, they find some run plays where they can just make it quick pass plays that can be kind of pseudo runs. That's the only thing you're going to be able to do to be successful, because your defense is going to be on the field a lot because the clock is going to be stopped on the regular, right? That's not something that I know any of y'all want to see. And I know not a single one of y'all wanted to hear that. But I'm just going to give y'all the truth. I don't have a reason to lie to you. I don't want to lie to you. I don't want you to feel like that we're gaslighting here on the channel. We know where there are some concerns here, right? When I looked at it, the time of possession in this game, Colorado had it for 23 minutes while North Dakota State had it for 36. If you're going up against a much better team, a team that's really good with managing ball, game management and ball control, you got a problem. Nebraska's going to probably be one of those because Dylan Raiola's being young. They're going to want to get him going early. But I think Colorado has a chance to be disruptive. So the defense is going to have to step up even more. They weren't stepped up in this game, giving up 400 plus yards. 449? 449 total yards was given up in this game. I had to find my note. That's one thing that Colorado's going to have to do much better at, is not giving up that many yards in a game. And even if it's that many, you need a better time of possession. I mean, the Buffs themselves got 504 yards, but only did it in 23 minutes. The only time that is acceptable is if you do that and you're up 30, right? You're scoring fast and you're up early and you're allowing the defense to go. But that's the thing. Leads are going to be tough for Colorado if you really think about it, because if the Buffs aren't finding a way to control the ball, you're going to have some problems with scoring super fast, because teams are going to have the opportunity to come back on a regular basis. You don't want to have possessions that are only a minute, especially once you get leads. Possessions need to be at least 3. You got to find ways to burn that clock. And I think Coach Prime's going to address that. That's going to be a key portion of it for him. We'll see what the press conference gives us this week. Hop in the comments. We would love to hear your thoughts and your assessments on what Colorado did in this past week. All right. New video coming down. We'll talk about the fan reaction. We'll talk about some things you may have missed in this game as we do more rewatches probably sometime tomorrow. So keep your eyes open. Thank y'all for pulling up. And yeah, if you want to check out one of the other videos or whatnot, we got one right up here. As well as make sure you subscribe and like and hit that bell notification. We'll talk soon.